Hey everybody, KC here. So stop the presses. Oh my God. There's a website called The Markup, which has just released a story, and you guys better hang on for this, that says that when you use supermarket discount cards, you're sharing much more than what's in your cart, that the supermarket where you're shopping is able to use the data that is created by that purchase, especially if you're using a loyalty card, to be able to A, market to you better, and B, sell that information to manufacturers so they can create more relevant products. Not giving away names, they say, but oh my God, they're giving away data. Now, I got to tell you, I try to be generous of spirit when it comes to other media outlets because I want people to be generous of spirit with me. If I screw up, I don't want people to rake me across the coals. Okay, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And I got to tell you, over the years, there's been numerous times where I've seen a story and it seems sort of vaguely familiar. So I'll reach out to somebody I know in the industry and just say, is this new? Because I have the suspicion that maybe it's just something for some reason that I've forgotten. Because I've forgotten a lot over the years. And sometimes they say, no, that is new. And sometimes they say, no, that's an old story. You don't really need to pay attention to that. I think this would qualify as being an old story. Now, one of the reasons I think this story has popped up now, and it's been picked up by other outlets, Business Insider ran it, right, is because they're targeting Kroger. They're targeting Kroger because Kroger is suddenly going to be able to increase the number of households that they can target if their acquisition of Albertsons goes through. And I think that, and I get that. I totally get that. But again, this is not new information. Now, there's a couple of issues here, I think, that are important. One is, I think one of the reasons people are going to be able to maybe make some hay out of this is because I don't know that retailers always do a particularly good job of explaining to customers, and I mean really explaining it, not having it in fine print that you can't really read, but explaining to customers what data they're going to collect and how they're going to use it. I think by and large, if you say to a consumer, okay, hey, we're going to be able to use data to be able to talk to you more effectively about the products that you're interested in, about the categories that you're interested in, and provide you with better prices, better service, whatever it happens to be. I think most consumers are probably pretty cool with that. The ones that aren't, you want to give them an easy chance to opt out. I actually kind of believe in opting in, but I understand why that can get kind of complicated. But I think you should be honest about it. I mean, it's interesting. There's one quote in the story, in the markup story, that talks about how Albertsons, when they're questioned, basically say, well, we don't actually, we do not use groupings related to age, race, gender, ethnicity, income levels, or financial status to create customer groups for either our own or third-party promotions. Well, if in fact that's accurate, I have no reason to think it's not accurate, that's nuts. Of course you want to pay attention to those kinds of groupings. You're not profiling people in a negative sense, but why send a caviar promotion to somebody who's using food stamps? This would actually suggest that you could do that. And that's an extreme example, I know. But I think because retailers maybe are not as transparent about this stuff as they should be, don't explain it in the detail that they should, some folks are going to be able to go out there and make some hay over this. And this is likely to be even more controversial going forward as attention gets ramped up on the acquisition of Albertsons by Kroger. A lot of people involved, a lot of money involved, and there's going to be lots of heat. I'm not sure how much light there's going to be. I read this story and I'm thinking to myself, there's nothing here I don't know. I mean, Kroger with Dunnhumby and 8451, they've been doing this stuff for years. Smart retailers do it. I always object to the idea when retailers are collecting data and don't use it, and they're not actually targeting people in a more effective way. The idea that people who don't eat bread because they can't eat gluten are getting ads from retailers in which bread may be on one of the first things offered, that's crazy. You shouldn't try to sell meat to vegetarians. You shouldn't try to sell pork to somebody who's keeping kosher. This is the stuff that makes sense. Explain it to consumers, explain it cogently, explain it transparently, and then let the media know, hey, this is something we've been doing for a long time. Consumers actually like it. We're serving them better and not abusing their trust. Anyway, that's what's on my mind this morning. And as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.